What's up everyone, Billy here from Box Collectibles, bringing you another toy review. And today we are looking at my third and final part to my Hasbro Haslab Omega Prime review. Today it is time to transform and combine into Omega Prime. Now that we're done with that, this is the last part, so if you haven't seen the other two parts, make sure to go check those out. But as promised, we are finally going to start off by looking at the box. Alright, so here we have the box. On the front is Omega Prime, down here is Blue Bolts. And then, the Transformers logo, Haslab, so you know that you only get this by a Haslab. Over here we have Ultra Magnus and some very awesome art. Definitely like an updated look at the 2001 design, the 40-year Transformer insignia. And then over here we have Optimus, just like Magnus, just this updated artwork. It looks so good. It would be nice to have this all spread out in some way because it's all connected. You can see Omega Prime's fists on each side. But then up here we have Omega Prime with the Autobot insignia just shining, and then the two looking like it's a DNA digivolve that's happening, which it basically is. And then back here, just showing you all the stuff that comes in the box. We got the full setup, Omega Prime on the stand with the Matrix Blade, and then showing that you get Cerebros and Blue Bolts, Ultra Magnus, Optimus, all the fun stuff. Anything that I haven't went over in the other two reviews, we will be covering in this review. And then down here, just another shot of Omega Prime, and then a bunch of words. Alrighty, as promised in my Ultra Magnus review, it is time to have Ultra Magnus and Optimus together. I wanted to go ahead and get this out of the way since I already need Optimus in his ready to go mode for the super mode. So it'll be easier for me to combine it so I don't have to worry about the ab issue that we've talked about. Mine doesn't have it, but no need to risk it. And while we have them like this, this is the main appeal for the Haslab, is that you get both of these guys, and they are already both pretty big Transformers. They demand a lot of shelf space, so if you want them separately, it's going to look very nice on your shelf having these two red and blue guys on there. But, you can also just put them all into one nice package with Omega Prime, which we are going to go ahead and do now. Alrighty, so the main big transformation that we need to happen is not so much, there's a lot of transforming going on, but we need to take Magnus apart. In typical Six Ranger Megazord fashion, he's going to become like three different parts that we will then put onto Optimus. 5 if you count the arms, but First off, we need to do this. Take them in half. We'll set this back here because it is, as I said in the Ultra Magnus review, very involved. But the legs, we need to split in half. We'll go ahead and just do them one by one. So basically we need to transform it kind of back to where it was like flat. And that involves a lot of origamiing again. But basically here is where you want it. So you have that big heel. This part's going to be Omega Prime's foot. And that just flips up like so. And it's going to all become like this. And then we can start pegging stuff in. There's a bunch of these pegs over here. And then down here it kind of clips in. And that's basically so far the foot. And then this collapses in on itself. There are some long pegs that have to fit in down here. So just be wary of those. But that there is one of the feet. Basically. There's some other stuff we got to do, like just leave this down. And then make sure this gray bit is folded out. Same thing on this side. First one was so much easier, but same thing. Stretch this foot out, like so. Leave this down, make sure that this stuff is clipping in. Hold this around, and accordion this on, like so. And then back here, we got to do it for the other foot too, anyways. But back here, you just grab that peg and slide it down. That's where Optimus's foot is going to slide in, just like the super mode. And then that one's ready. Go ahead and do it for this one too. Just pegs in down at the bottom, and that one's ready. So the feet are ready. I'm going to sit them off to the side. All right, now Magnus. I did this once with the instructions and once without. So I'm going to hope that a lot of it just carries over in muscle memory, but this one's going to be a mess. But first off, it's easy peasy. As you know, he shakes Prime's hands, and then it initiates the transformation because it clasps off, and then there's Omega Prime's hand. It was in his forearm the whole time. How did he not know that? But we can set the arms off to the side as well, because we just need this. So the chest armor pops off, or not off, but flips down. The Magnus head itself needs to swivel around. It's going to store back here once we get all this situated. Then here's Omega Prime's chest. What we need to do is unclasp these arms. They're tabbed in right here from the transformation, like so. And then what we can do, go ahead and flip this back here. And then so Magnus's head is going to store here, and this all kind of like lines up with this hinge here, and that's his backpack. And then as for the chest, we'll want to flip out these chrome chest pieces. They're also tabbed in from here, or here from the transformation, because this is the front of Magnus's cab. And then we need to go ahead and flip. This is not the order of operations in the instructions. It's just easy to move a bunch of stuff all at once. These panels here flip around and they'll tab on the front, because this used to all just stay one thing. They condensed the front cab from the original, so it's not like a big chest compared to it. It's still a big chest, but like compared to the original, it's less heavy on him. These are the like shoulder pads that come out. And there's these things that fold down, like so. And then these are going to actually tuck away in a very cool way. But I think it's ready to bring Optimus in, so I'm going to set this down. Alrighty. And like I said, I'm going to keep Optimus in this form. Take off his gun and set that to the side. Just for simplicity, and we're going to just suit him up this way because I already have the waist ready. Mine still, thankfully, has no cracks or sign of issue here. But yeah, let's go ahead and suit him up. We'll start with the shoes. They're pretty simple. They're just like the super mode ones, but there are 3 different pegs that you have to slot in. There's one back here, one here, and then the front one. And then just start with the one side and then just work your way around. Just make sure that the feet are secured. And then up here is another peg that pegs into here, like so. And then same thing on this side. The foot slides in, and then we'll just start from the back, or go around. Like that, and this swools around, clicks in, then pegs in the front. Bam, just like that. already a bit taller than the super mode. Next, we want to go ahead and get the arm guards. And so this is his left hand. We need that Magnus hand to do the handshake thing, which I'm happy that they kept in. It all just collapses around Optimus's arms, just like his super mode forearms. And same thing over here. And there are pegs that hold on to it, like clip in and whatnot, so it's not just hanging there. But they are only on this side. But it is secure. And he doesn't have shoulder pads in this mode, besides the ones that are attached to the Magnus chest. And so this one, it has basically the same 3 spots of connection here, and then there's this spot here. You want to make sure to fold this up and hide it away. And so all this is just going to collapse in on top of Optimus. It can be tricky at first if you're not used to it, but once you get it all lined up, it should just all snap together like that. And then there's those clips that meet Optimus on the front. And then back here, the cool thing I was talking about earlier, these actually fold in like so, turn around the elbow correctly, like that. And so you can see how that folds up inside of Optimus's backpack, and it adds another layer of like secureness. And then the same thing over here. Make sure the elbow's out, and then it folds this way. And then it has clips that it'll clip onto for secureness reasons down at the bottom somewhere. They're kind of hidden. But boom. So here we have Omega Prime so far. Next, you'll want to go ahead and fold out his head. That pegs in. And then this is on a hinge system right here, and it just goes back and locks in. So it's secure. And then it makes it more flush. The old one would stick out like to here. And then you want to fold up his antenna ear things. They come separate because they're also vac metal. So they're not like screwed on or anything. They're just pegged on, so they will come off, which I'd rather that than them break off. And yeah, there is a peg back here to also, like on his backpack. It's kind of hidden away, but it's right here. It just also connects to Optimus's backpack to make sure it's secure. And here we have Omega Prime, all combined. Alrighty, and so it keeps all the same articulation that Optimus in his super mode has. You can move the waist flap out to get that ab joint like that. I think you could probably move these to get the waist swivel, but we're not going to worry about that. The knee, everything like that, the hip. You get that like thigh swivel. Yeah, that's what it is. And then very stable with these big like feet. But yeah, it's going to look great on your shelf if you get it. I enjoy it. You can get in like all the styles of heroic poses, have, feet together, lean back a bit, look down, like so. Have them do some kicks. But yeah, mainly in this mode, he's going to be standing because he's going to have a lot of stuff on him, or, with him. And first of that extra stuff is Blue Bolt. I already have her in her form. Basically, you're just jumbling around the arms to get her like this, to where these pegs here are going to plop in up here, which is very simple compared to how you use her in a similar form like this with Magnus. But yeah, that's where she goes up top for Optimus's like big blast, or not Optimus, Omega's big blast, just like that. And then there's even more stuff we can. So he's stable. You can take your stand, take off the front half of the other one. You don't necessarily have to do this. I just do it for balance because that's how I like stuff. But you can take this half. It has the same connectors, and then plop it back here. So it's all one stand. And then this peg here is going to go right there. You don't need to do this. Like I said, he's pretty stable, but just as an extra precaution for your very expensive figure, you can put it onto this stand and it's very stable. And then I like to have the feet touching. You get this right arm ready. And then the big main event, the Matrix blade. And this thing's massive. It's off the screen. But go ahead and put that in his hand. Like so. And twist it so it's sitting. See how tall it is. Bigger. My review station isn't big enough for it at like certain angles. But yeah, so there's Omega Prime. All complete, all done. And not that it's necessarily needed, but just to show off my previous review to give a good size comparison, here is the DX Tegajun from number 1 Sentai Gojuger. So that's the size of a normal Megazord. We can give her a little bit taller, but she's still way smaller than Omega Prime, including the Matrix blade. But without the Matrix blade, still just completely just massive. And one final touch just to complete it, the look, we have Optimus's base. There is a way to combine the base onto Omega Prime so you have everything in one package. I don't know which one I like. I'm waiting to see if an official one comes out. If it does, I'll probably post a YouTube short of it showing it off. But yeah, besides this other stand, that is everything. Cerebros is over there with the base, and then all the things that go with Omega Prime. All right, and that's been it for the Omega Prime review series, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This was my first ever Transformer review. If you liked it, let me know so I can figure out some other Transformers that I'd like to take a look at. I'd be very particular because my main collection is Power Rangers, but I'm always willing to hear what you guys want to see. For more looks at Omega Prime, I will be posting, as always, over on my Instagram at instagram.com/BoxCollectibles. And then anything combination related, like the base and whatnot, I may make like just a regular community post. My final thoughts on this set is I'm very happy that I was able to get it when I had the chance by backing the Haslab. I am happy I didn't miss out on it because this is an amazing figure overall. It's very nostalgic for me. Like I said in the Optimus and Magnus review, just like this overall like big robot is just awesome. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Keep an eye out for more reviews. Check out other reviews that are already on my channel. Make sure to keep an eye out for other shorts. Watch the shorts that are up because those are my quick way to get content out to everyone. But yeah, thanks for watching.